the individuals that start smoking today, that's you youngsters from the ages of 12 to 16, 18, you have no excuse whatsoever.
No,
Honestly,
absolutely.
no excuse whatsoever, because it says on the side of the cigarette packages, it says smoking kills, end of story.
Right.
But you see, it doesn't just damage your lungs, it doesn't just damage your teeth, it damages your eyesight as well. Did you know that? It damages your skin as well. Yeah.
As well as your wallet, of course.
Yeah, this Gauri, and this is the truth, she's about 86 years old, right? She smoked all of her life, and her face is all creased up, right, because of the smoking, because she goes... you see, so when they do that, you see, so what they're doing an action with the face, yeah? And so she got all her teeth missing, and she got a few hairs in her chin, and she said to me, come here, give me a kiss. I said, I don't think so. I said, I wouldn't. I'd be very, very careful if I gave anybody a kiss, right? But definitely not you. She said, come on. I said, no. All right. She said, don't you love me? I said, look, I love and care you and respect you. I've just come to visit you, that's all.
And not enough to kiss you.
Oh, blimey, no way. But what I did do, I did put my hand on her head to give a blessing.
Oh, that's the Asian style, isn't it?
Well, that's good. That's good enough for me. So if you remember Spit the Dog used to be on Tiswas many years ago.
I remember Tiswas.
You remember Tiswas?
I do.
Yes, get in the kitchen instead. Yeah. And Spit the Dog used to come on with this Gora called Bob Carroll Gees. That was his name. And he's a classic example of someone that really doesn't have a lot of talent, but just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know how all those guys got together for Tiswas? They all used to go drinking in a pub called the Birchall's Tavern. Now, if you know where the Birchall's Tavern is, it's in the Birchall's, that's right. It's in the Birchall's area of Walsall.
Ah.
Just off Green Lane, at that sort of area. And basically what happened, all of these guys used to meet together, and people that used to work at ITV many years ago now, I'm going back about 25 years, nobody would leave the jobs. And the reason why nobody would leave the jobs, because they were all fantastically paid.
Yeah.
I remember going to some work at Central TV, and when I went there, the guy who drove the whatever it was, 750cc BMW motorbike, he got £13,000 a year just for picking up the videotape from the news crew and taking it back.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I could do with a job like that.
Yeah. The lorry drivers, I'm going back 25 years
Yeah.
now, the lorry drivers, that's the small lorry drivers, they were on 25 grand a year. And if you drove one of the big articulated lorries, they were on 45 grand a year.
And that's back in the day then.
That was back in the day. ITV are now in financial troubles. Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise. And then they went off and bought that rubbish Friends Reunited for I don't know how many hundreds of millions of pounds. Whichever Wally sat there and thought, oh, that's a good idea, 124 million, we'll buy that. And then obviously nothing ever came of it. And I think they've sold it for something like 24 million. Absolutely crazy.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Anyway, I've got to say very good morning going out to Professor P. Now, Professor P went to a restaurant. He wasn't very happy at this restaurant because there was a war, that means a hair, in the food that he'd received. Now, his children said, Dad, please don't complain. You're going to show us up. Right? But Professor P, being Professor P, said, no, I'm going to have a go. And so he told them off, and the manager said, if you had told me earlier on, I would have got you another meal. He said, no. He said, you've put me off. He said, I'm not interested in eating my meal. As you can see, my meal is still there. So he gave him £10 off the bill.
Ooh.
Professor P then turned around to his children and said, there you are, you've had your drinks for nothing. True story. And he said to me, he said, you can share that on the radio if you want. I says, do you think I would do a thing like that? And also, I've got to say very good morning. Do you remember the Muppet Show? Kermit the Frog?
Yes, I do.
Kermit the Frog. Yeah. Well, apparently there's a couple, and they are Gore, by the way. What a surprise. That means white people, by the way. And the names are Marcus and Connie, and they've taken Kermit the Frog. This is Kermit the Frog, a little frog thing, green thing. And they've taken him with them wherever they've travelled, and they've travelled over 50,000 miles.
Wow.
50,000 miles. They've taken Kermit the Frog with them wherever they've gone for 50,000 miles. Right? Can you believe that?
Wow.
Wherever they've gone, they've taken... It's only not a little one. It's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
And they've taken it. And I was reading it on the news, and I thought, right, I'll make a note of that. But do you remember John Major?
Yes,
He was the leader of the Conservative Party. He was actually the Prime Minister. He's the one that had taken over from Margaret Thatcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I always remember John Major actually sounded like Kermit the Frog. He did, didn't he?
Thinking about it now,
See, Kermit the Frog sounds like this. Hello, Miss Piggy. Right? And John Major used to say, a little bit like that as well. See, it was just a little bit slowed down. Yes. And John Major didn't have a top lip.
Oh, yes,
Yeah?
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and they always used to sing that song to him. All my life, I've been kissing your bottom lip because the top one's missing, oh boy. Anyway, here's a gorgeous track taking you back in time for all heart surgeons called Dil. You know, start whistling la 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 hi hi hi, and that's the song finished. We always remember that. It's a golden rule when it comes to Bollywood tracks.
And 9 times out of 10, when they are whistling, they're probably dancing around the trees.
Yes, definitely very, very happy. And 9 times out of 10, or possibly nearly 10 times out of 10, they will have Gora Rang. Because if you have dark skin, you're not really allowed to have the leading role unless you're going to have 7 colours pasted out of you. It's the truth. It's the truth, you see. No one could ever take me to court for that, you see. No one could say, oh, Billy Babu, you said something wrong there. We're going to take you to court. Because they know it's the truth.
No, that's
it's the
right.
truth. That's what happens here on XL. We tell you the truth all the time.
Nothing but the truth.
And very good morning going out to everyone working for the BBC that's saying, please text me. I need to know what you're doing. You nosy Parkers. I mean, look, it's the weekend, okay? If somebody came up to me, I need to know what you're doing, I'd say, go away. That's what you need to do. Go away and leave me alone, right? Because, you know, you don't want to be pestered, do you?
No.
What are you up to? Text me. Waste my text telling you. Email me. Put on the computer. Electricity. Hey, it's going to take time to do that. Or call me. Call you. Hey, unless it's a free phone, I'm not going to call you.
They want an interactive show, don't they?
Interactive show because my brain doesn't work. Look, gee, do I ever ask anyone to call?
Absolutely not.
Apart from, say, somebody from the family or, I don't know, Taslima Din. I've asked her to call. I've been begging her for 2 weeks. And she was trying to work out whether I was a Jord. Are you a Jord, Billy?
Oh, that's understandable.
That's understandable. Anyway, gee, I want to know what's the most expensive television that you've ever seen? Not that you've purchased, but you've ever seen.
Okay, I've actually seen a plasma. Well,
yeah.
I say the plasma, the flat screen TV for £8,000.
£8,000.
And it was a 60 inch. Sorry.
Right, I can go £4,000 better than that.
Can you?
I've seen one for £12,000. But I was reading. How about this one? This one is going for 1.5 million. Solid gold, gem encrusted, right?
Wow.
But hold your breath, hold your breath. There are cheaper ones out there. One's got 19 kilograms of gold, 48 diamonds, and it's only going for £1 million.
Only.
So it's £500,000 cheaper.
So there's still hope somewhere.
There is some hope. But if that's still too much, there was one sold in 2006, and it was called a Yalos, and it was 40-inch LCD. And it was plated with white gold, studded with 160 diamonds, and it was sold in Italy. I want to make you an offer you can't refuse. For 91,000.
Wow.
Is that nearer your range?
Well, oh yes, definitely. Yeah.
91,000.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
See if they're interested in selling it.
I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
Wow, with the diamonds. Mind you, I must admit, when I do go out shopping and if I ever see tiles or any form of gadgets and they have some bling to it, it certainly captures my attention.
It captures your eye.
It does.
Yeah. But you know me, G, I'm as plain and simple as that. You couldn't get a more plainer, simpler guy than me.
When you say plain and simple, are we talking Siddha Sadda?
Well, no, not Siddha Sadha, because some people
We'll put that aside.
So some people say I do corrupt them, right? But look, I don't wear no rings, yeah?
No.
I don't wear any necklaces.
No.
I don't wear any earrings.
No.
There's nothing. There's nothing. There isn't a watch. There's nothing at all.
No.
What you see is what you get. Yeah. Okay. I know I'm wearing a green top.
I was going to speak about that.
A green top, which is unusual for me.
He's got
a green top. Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable.
I know. Last week it was it pink? Last week
it was
light
pinky.
pink.
It was pinky purple.
Baby pink.
And we're going to say very good morning going to Vingadale. Morning Vingadale. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay, so what's with the colours? Is it because of the spring feeling?
Well, I must be truthful with you. I was going to say, to be honest with you, and then you would say, do you lie most of the time, Billy? Right. What's happened is a restadar of mine has just come back from Canada.
Okay.
And this person, that when they came back, they said, Billy, tere vaste t-shirt aale andiyan. Right. So they bought me some t-shirts.
Right.
and they're all different colours.
Lovely.
And you know me, I thought, well, might as well wear them. Why not?
Yeah.
So rather than give them away, so I'm sorry that...
It's a free gift, that's the main thing.
Yeah, there were 6 of them.
6 T-shirts?
Yeah, 6
They must
T-shirts.
have got buy one, get one free.
Oh, gee, that's very clever.
Special deals.
Very clever of you now. Now go and rest. Gee, you're getting as bad as the big Basharam company, repeating everything. Got nothing else
Just
to say?
in case they've not heard.
Yes, I know.
Clarification.
They're not bully. Right, I've got to say very good morning going out to Kit, and this comes from Kat. And the message is, it's time to take a break. No. There was no message. There was no message. I'm sorry.
Take a break, Kit Kat.
I just made that up. So, Kit, this is going out from Kat, and the message is hi.
No, I've never heard that before. Kit Kat.
Yeah, well, you see,
Good
there's
combination.
people out there very, very imaginative, you see.
Creative.
Creative,
Absolutely.
that's what they are.
Yeah.
Now, Virgin Media are in trouble because they sent an email, sorry, not an email, a letter to Mr. Needham. Now, I don't know whether he needs any ham or what, but his name is Mr. Needham. And they said, "Dear Mr. Illegal Immigrant, I would like you to have blah, 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 blah," whatever it was. All right, so they called him illegal immigrant. Obviously, he was very upset. Now, if they'd sent that to me, I would have said, look, I'm going to take this to the press unless we can settle up on something. And they would have said, yes, Mr. Babu, what can we do for you? I would have said, well, I'll have a free TV, free phone, and free broadband, and I won't take it any further. And that's all this guy had got to do. I wouldn't take it to the papers.
No. It's just the case of threatening them.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, this week I was talking to Mr. Kipling's, you know, the cake people. I was talking to them and I said, I want to put a complaint in because I bought 6 apple pies and all the tops, not one of them, all the tops were loose. Oh. And I only know that because I started to eat through all of them. And, you know, just to see how they were. And they said, we are very, very sorry, Mr. Babu. If you give us your address and your postcode, blah, 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 we'll send you some vouchers. I said, look, I'm not complaining. I said, but I like your company. I said, and if I don't tell you, I said, you know, you may go on and do it again. They said, oh, we really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for your call
So
on the free phone, right?
Okay.
Anyway, Chitta Kukuru was with me. That's the guy who used to work for the chicken factory, right? And he said to me, he said, "Oh, shut up, yaar. Jado muh vich paane, ode bhi tutne hain." Quickly translated, he said, basically, Billy, when you eat the apple pie, it breaks up anyway. So why are you going to do that? And I said, no. I said, Chitta Kukuru ji. Well, I don't call him Chitta Kukuru. I just call him Uncle Ji, right? I said, Uncle Ji, I said, that's not the point. I said, the Gore would say it's principle. And I said, that's the reason why I'm doing it. He said, Billy, if I know you, it's for the vouchers.
Yes. I would agree with that. Because if Gori would do it, why are you doing it?
No. The point is, G, I'd paid £1 for it, you see.
£1?
Yeah.
Okay. And
you know what the Gore say? That's white people. They say, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. Very good morning going out to the government this morning. I hope you're getting the next recession ready, whoever's coming in. It takes a lot of hard work, you know. And another banker leaves with over £500,000 pension. Will you never learn? And very good morning going out to the Sarebu Tewari who's tuned in as well. Did you know that? Yeah, she's been in touch. And when she called and I said, hello, Radio XL, can I help you? She said, Main Sarebu Tewari. I said, oh, hello, Sarebu Tewari, how are you doing? She said, Boss, I done.
Time pass?
Time pass.
Did she actually say that?
And then I put her over to you. What did she say to you?
She was just asking. She was enjoying the show, and you know.
She was what?
Enjoying the show.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
बहुत देर बाद रेडियो लाया था बहुत मैंने आनंद आ गया था program सुन के.
And she said to me, she said, Billy, do you miss me? I said, yes, we miss you loads, but we'd like to miss you just a little bit more.
How did I know that was coming, Billy? How did I know that was coming?
Now then, do you know what we're talking about next?
I can speak good English. Please tell me, I'm pass or fail, please. And they say you are past 44 for the Tyria and hazard for 65. I got paper upstairs. And then I just make face. My daughter was outside. And I said, I fail. And I said, yay, I'm passed. There is my test.
And one day, God willing, you will actually say that. Good morning, Taslima G.
Morning, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you very much. We have been chasing you continuously for over 2 weeks to try and get you on. You're a very, very busy person. First of all, you were out of the country, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So, first of all, thank you very much for joining us here at Radio XL.
Right.
And you live up there in Yorkshire?
Yes.
Right, but you haven't got Yorkshire accent yet? No. I can do Yorkshire accent. Can you try and do Yorkshire accent?
I try. I will try my best.
You can't.
I try my best.
All right, well, let me just share this with you quickly before we move on. Britain's worst driver is banned after his 59th offence. The 50-year-old has had more than 110 driving offences. What do you think of that, eh?
Oh, my God.
It's terrible.
Oh, it is.
Now, the questions I've had is Maz has sent a question in, and she said, Billy, will you ask Taslima when she's on tomorrow, has she actually got out of second gear yet?
Oh, I can do second, I can do third.
Okay.
I try sometimes four as well now, but I've no problem with gears. I used to struggle so much. I said, what's this gear? Was it a stone or something? What is it?
Yeah.
But, I can do the gear very nice now, and Ali's really proud of me about the gears. Really, really proud of me.
Okay, and are you using the mirror and the signal as well?
I do. I can do it. The mirror. He says to me, "Don't look for so long, and just look for you and like a second in it." And I'm doing well with the signal and maneuver. I'm doing everything now. He's teaching me everything, and I'm really proud. But one thing, I go somewhere with walking, and everybody says to me, "Oh, auntie, are you passed?
Yeah.
Are you passed?" And I said, not yet. And I said, oh, we are praying for you, you are passed. We are praying for you. And I just hope I pass my driving test.
Right. Now, the other thing I need to know is how many lessons have you had?
I think I have 56 lessons, yeah.
Right, you've had 56 lessons,
Yeah.
and you're now into third gear.
Yeah.
Mr. Ali is a blessed man, isn't he? Eh?
It is. He is a very nice man. Yes,
Yeah,
he's a very good. He like my brother to me,
Yeah.
believe me.
And can I ask, is he giving you some sort of discount?
Yes, he did. He did.
All right. But
Yeah, he did a big favor to me, believe me.
All right,
Yeah.
right. So obviously you don't want to share that on air.
No.
No. All right,
I don't
okay.
want- yeah.
Okay, the other question I need to ask is, you're actually having a lot of work done in your house, and the cameras have been following you around.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and you've brought in Polish workers who can't speak English.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible, believe me. Oh, that was
Yeah.
terrible.
So he's saying to you, my car no work, and you said, and my water no work, and my sink. And when you talked about the sink, your hands went up in the air, and you went the sink. But why was you doing with your hands? Were you talking about washing? Was you?
Yeah, because my washing was there, no electricity, no gas, no
Yeah.
water, no toilet to use. And what am I going to do? I'm just sit down like a statue, And then, the people I brought, they said, we're going to fix it for 3 days. You can in 3 days.
Yeah.
They took 2 weeks, believe me, and my husband is ill, man.
Yeah, and
That's why I was getting angry with them.
and this is what we've done for you, just to promote you last week.
You are still busy with the sink, 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 with the sink.
Can you do that for us live with the sink?
With the thing, okay. Oh, you record that as well.
Yeah. I told you before, you're a star. You're a star.
Right, thank you
Now,
very
what we
much.
want you to do is we
Yes.
want you. Okay, you can't come on every week because I know you're busy. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but please come on every month until you pass your driving test. My contract finishes in 2012, though. All right.
Okay.
All right. So you need to pass your test before then.
Oh, I'm trying my best to pass this year, believe me.
Oh, this year. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So you've had 57 lessons up to yet. Do you
Yes.
have a 1 week or 2 a week, or what do you do?
I'm just getting 2 weeks.
Two a week.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you like driving at night time?
I love to drive. I just look outside the window at night time, and I wish nobody in the road, and I would drive myself.
Can I ask you, Mrs. Dean, have you actually ever decided to just go off in the car on your own?
Can I tell you one thing?
Yeah.
It's secretly. Okay, it's really, if I have a key and I have a car, please believe me, I can drive. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I can drive. But Mr. Ali with me, and he says, you have to do with the law,
Yes,
and that's why I agree with him.
That's right. You see, because every time you sit with Mr. Ali, he has to charge you, you see.
Yeah, that's it. He's my boss. He's looking around me,
Yeah. And G wants to ask you a question.
Hi there, Mrs. Din. Also, just a
Hiya.
question from me. Have you actually completed your theory test?
I did complete my theory test.
And was that successfully completed?
Yes.
Excellent. First time round.
Yeah, first time. Please believe me, I'm uneducated person. I didn't go to school at all. I didn't ever see a school face.
What?
The way I passed my theory with the book. My daughter, one day I was sitting down there and I said to my daughter, I want to do car. I want to learn car first. Yeah. And she says to me, you have to do theory first, then you can do the car. Mm. And then I said to her, I can't do theory because I'm not educated. And she said, you can do it. Why not? Uneducated people do it as well. Yeah. And I just sit there and I look at the books and she said, there is a 1800 question, 2000 question. And I said, I can't do this. Yeah. And she said, you can do it. And then she went to, she was in a university, she went to college or university or doing her things, and I was sitting down, I look at the question, I got spinning my head around in it, spinning my head, and then, I just sit down, and I try about 6 months like that, and I did it. I went to Safe Writer, and Shazia over there as well, and she says to me, you can do it. And I said, I can't do it. And she said, you sit down there in the computer. I sit down on the computer. You know what I did? That mouse.
Yeah.
That you are.
Like, going around, I don't know what to do with that.
Oh,
and then slowly I built up. And then I went to the test. The people over there, and lots of people over there, people are nervous and scared. And the one Englishman saying to me, are you scared or nervous? I said, why? Why I'm nervous for? What's too nervous?
No, you should take your jutti off and say, I'll tell you who's nervous.
And then I said, I'm not nervous. I'm scared for my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I said to him, I'm scared for my God. Okay. Then he says to me, the people are calling me. They said, come inside and you're going to go to number 11. And I said, please, before I go to number 11, can you change it to in English for me? This series, my Urdu. And that says to me, the woman says to me, we can't do that. I said, please help me. And then she says, you go sit down over there. And about 10 minutes I was sitting there. And then the woman come to me and she said, you can do in English. And I went over there. The computer there, I knew what to do now, and I did it on the computer. But I said, why not? My question not coming up. And they says to me, you have to listen everything, the bullshit.
Okay. All right.
Then I passed. Then I passed, believe me. And that was first time, believe me, I passed. It was very funny. Believe me, I come out with making my face. And I saw it to my daughter. I failed. And she said, no. And I said, I'm failed. I said, no, I'm passed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's brilliant, Mrs. Dean, but this is a family show, so we need to try to refrain.
Okay,
yes,
right. But, Mrs. Dean, we will speak to you next month now, all right?
Right, thank you very much.
All right, well, God bless you. And remember, forget number 11. If you go to number 10, Gordon Brown's there at the moment, all right?
Okay, right.
All right. We'll speak to you next month, yes?
Right, thank you very much. Just remind me before you speaking to me, okay?
Yes, I'll remind you, all right?
Right, thank you.
If you want to just listen to yourself, just 1 minute.
You are still busy with the sink.
I'm teaching from last about 9 years, and I used to have only male pupils, and then slowly, gradually, then a female more and more learning, and now at the moment I've got to maybe 60 to 70% female I'm teaching.
And I have to ask my daughter, I have to go by bus, I have to do taxi, and these things make me mad because, I don't want to rely on anybody else. That's why I start to learn the driving thing. I drive for 50 minutes, but I can't change the gear yet. Then this says faster.
Look in the mirror now.
All right. I thought it was going to be easy. The people are driving on the road, but it's not easy, it's harder for me,
Okay, Mrs. Dean.
Yes?
Did you enjoy that?
I did, and actually I did. Thank you very much for putting me on.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're a star, and we'll speak to you next month, yes?
Right, thank you very much.
All right, take care. God bless you and your family, all right?
Tell me one thing. What's your radio name?
It's Radio XL, letter X, letter L.
Okay, XL.
Yeah, and it's the biggest independent radio station right across the Midlands.
All right.
But you can listen to it on the internet as well, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, God bless you, bye.
Bye.
Oh, what a star, eh, Jean?
She was indeed, absolutely.